The macro trend that is driving the mineral processing sector is obviously this whole ESG and social license to operate. So that drives down into the equipment and energy efficiency and that. In order for the world to get to net zero, the world needs more mining. So the plants are under pressure to increase capacity, to sweat their assets. So it's how we help the clients then to make energy efficient gains, recovery gains, and how do we work with them to achieve this whole macroeconomic thing with power savings and energy gains and efficiencies and things that will help their operations. I mean, a mineral processing circuit by its nature is a process. So everything that goes ahead of the piece of equipment or downstream from the piece of equipment affects each other. So every cause has an impact downstream. So we look at processing equipment holistically. So what effect does the crusher have on the screen? What effect does the sump and the valve have on the slurry pump? What effect does the slurry pump have on the hydrocyclone? So it's how do you look at it holistically and how do you integrate the pieces of equipment in order to make it work optimally? So we just then labeled the integrated solutions term in order that really just means we look at sections of what happens upstream, what happens downstream. What happens upstream causes an effect of downstream. So it's again, understanding what's your feed arrangement into your crusher, onto your screen, what's your recirculating load onto your crusher. How does your pump and your suction setup and your sump affects the pumping efficiency of your pump? How does your pump affect the efficiency of your hydrocyclone? So it's how do we put these process units together and understand the implication of one on the other in order to make a process work efficiently. So that's what we term as integrated solutions. It's just understanding the holistic process of our clients and what cause and effect is driven by the different process units and driven by the different sections in the process. So that is how we work with clients in order to optimize their circuit. We always work on our equipment and we have small gains, but one of the recent things we launched was Liner 88 that allowed us to bond rubber without any VOCs. So we make it easier and more safe and healthier to put rubber on. It's better for the environment. One of the other big things that we worked on is to expand our Synertrix platform. Our Synertrix is our brand for our condition monitoring and Internet of Things system. How do we monitor equipment live in real time remotely? So that we are set up in Asando for Africa. We have a control room set up in our Asando facilities, and there we can monitor the pumps, the cyclones, the crushers, the HPGRs. We monitor that live, and we can help the client with preventative maintenance. So we can see if a pump heats up or the bearing heats up, we can interfere before there's a failure. If the screen vibration moves, we can interfere before there's a catastrophic failure. So all of those things help clients in real time and have partnerships across the continent in order to make equipment run better. Now, one of the bigger successes that we had working with a client, we just delivered HPGR, high pressure grinding roll, for a gold mine, a new greenfield gold mine in West Africa. That will be the first gold mine in Africa with a HPGR instead of a SAG mill, a semi-autogenous grinding mill. That coupled with our Warman MCR mill pumps on the mill discharge and our KVX cyclones in the classification circuit. And so we worked with the client to really get a new generation design, a sustainable flow sheet onto the table in order to run their process. So we will start installation in September, and we're going into commissioning there, and that will be a big game changer because it's the first in Africa. Other successes that we had is we work with local communities across Africa, close to our service centers, and we empower local communities to do rubber lining, do some localization on our products. How do we transfer that skills? How do we empower those communities? And then we rolled out our new pump technologies and our rubbers and cyclones and HPGRs to all clients that want to improve their circuit. So we do that quite regularly. There's numerous advantages across the continent, but we continue to look for partnerships with clients in order to improve their processes step by step.